Have you ever wondered how stories and secrets from thousands of years ago survived to reach us today? It's not just about dusty old books. Ancient civilizations were masters of concealment, using ingenious methods to pass down their knowledge, beliefs, and even their biggest secrets. Today, we're diving deep beyond the tip of the iceberg to uncover how they did it. Let's start with something you might know. Writing, but this wasn't just any writing. Think about the Rosetta Stone. It wasn't just a random slab of rock. It was a public decree, carved in 3 different scripts: hieroglyphics for the priests, Demotic for the common people, and Greek for the rulers. This was a deliberate act of redundancy, a brilliant way to ensure the message would be understood by future generations, no matter which language survived. It was like creating a linguistic time capsule, a key designed to be found. The ancient Egyptians didn't stop there. They hid their most sacred texts, like the Book of the Dead, deep within tombs, protected from the elements and from grave robbers. These weren't just instructions for the afterlife. They were a complete guide to their cosmology, their gods, and their moral code. The pyramids and tombs themselves were monumental acts of preservation. Their sheer scale and complex internal structures were designed to protect the pharaoh's body and soul. And in doing so, they preserved a snapshot of an entire civilization's beliefs for over 4,000 years. But what if your secrets were so sensitive you didn't want them written down at all? This is where oral traditions come in. Many indigenous cultures around the world, like the Aboriginal Australians, have passed down complex histories, navigation charts of the stars, and ecological knowledge through song, dance, and storytelling for tens of thousands of years. These weren't just campfire tales. They were meticulously structured narratives with built-in memory aids like rhythm and rhyme, ensuring every detail was passed on without error from one generation to the next. The songlines or dreaming tracks of Australia are a perfect example, mapping vast landscapes and water sources through melody. It was a living, breathing library of knowledge carried in the minds of the people. Let's travel to ancient India, where a similar, yet distinct method was perfect. The Vedas, some of the oldest scriptures in Hinduism, were composed long before they were ever written down. For centuries, they were preserved solely through an incredibly rigorous system of oral transmission. Priests would spend their entire lives memorizing these texts, using complex mnemonic techniques, chanting patterns, and even specific hand gestures to ensure perfect recitation. The precision was so high that when these texts were finally written down, different versions from across the subcontinent were found to be virtually identical. It was a testament to the power and discipline of human memory. Now, let's talk about hiding things in plain sight. This is where symbolism and architecture become a secret language. Take the great cathedrals of medieval Europe. To the illiterate masses, the stained glass windows weren't just beautiful decorations. They were comic books of the Bible, telling stories from Genesis to Revelation in vibrant color. The very layout of the church, the sculptures of saints and gargoyles, the position of the sun at different times of day, all of it was encoded with theological and astronomical information. You didn't need to read to understand the core tenets of the faith. You just had to know how to read the building itself. Similarly, in Mesoamerica, the Maya developed one of the most sophisticated writing systems in the ancient world. But they also encoded astronomical and calendrical information directly into their cities. The pyramid of Chichen Itza, El Castillo, is a perfect example. It's a giant stone calendar. It has 365 steps, one for each day of the year, during the spring and autumn equinoxes. The setting sun creates a shadow that looks like a serpent slithering down the pyramid's staircase. A breathtaking fusion of architecture, astronomy, and mythology. They weren't just building a temple, they were building a clock, a calendar, and a sacred story all in one. But some secrets were meant for a select few. This is the world of secret societies and esoteric knowledge. Think of the mystery schools of ancient Greece, like the Eleusinian mysteries. We still don't know exactly what went on during their secret initiation rites, because the penalty for revealing them was death. The knowledge was passed down from master to apprentice through direct experience and sworn secrecy. This method ensured that powerful spiritual or philosophical teachings were only given to those deemed worthy and ready, preventing them from being misused or misunderstood by the uninitiated. Their secret died with them, a perfect act of preservation through silence. Let's look at a different kind of code. Steganography, the art of hiding a message within another object. The ancient Greeks were pioneers. Herodotus tells a story of a message tattooed onto a slave's shaved head. They waited for his hair to grow back, then sent him on his way. The message was completely invisible until his head was shaved again. It's a simple yet brilliant way to transport a secret. Others wrote messages on wooden tablets and then covered them with wax, making them appear blank and reusable. Only by melting the wax could the true message be revealed. This brings us back to the idea of the iceberg. What we see, the pyramids, the great texts, the epic poems, is just the tip. Beneath the surface lies a vast and complex network of hidden methods. Oral traditions whispered from one generation to the next. Architectural blueprints aligned with the stars, symbolic art that speaks without words, and secrets so well kept they may be lost to us forever. These ancient civilizations understood something fundamental. Information is fragile. Paper crumbles, empires fall, and languages die. To truly preserve a secret for millennia, you have to be creative. You have to embed it in stone, weave it into song, build it into your holiest sites, or entrust it to the disciplined minds of a dedicated few. The next time you look at an ancient artifact, don't just see an old object. See a puzzle, a time capsule, a message carefully crafted to survive the ravages of time and speak to us thousands of years later. The secrets are still out there, waiting to be deciphered. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the past. If you enjoyed uncovering these ancient secrets, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the mysteries of history. Let me know in the comments which preservation method you find the most fascinating. See you in the next video.